Welcome to Dragon Horde Gaming, and today's video it's going to be a Commander Quantum Quandrix box opening. Alright, that's the front, here's the back. Lots of ways to make tokens. Okay. Pull tab open. Nope. Save that so I can cut out the the creature card on the front. There's the deck. There's the spin down wheel, life counter. Here we go with the rules and storing. There we go. Alright. And on to the actual deck. Here we go. Let's get rid of that. Huh. That's weird. It's a green-blue deck, but it has a black creature token? Champion Wits? Okay. Alright, flip it over. Oh, let's look through those tokens. We got our thick foil etched commander card. Got a copy, beast, worm, insect, hydra, frog lizard, Eldrazi, champion of wits, elephant, boar, beast, kraken, whale, fish, fractal, and fractal. Alright. Alright, here we go. Starting off with Quandrix and Nev Twin Casters. Cost 4, 2 generic, a green and a blue. Have War 2. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. A 6, Fractal Bloom. Cost 6 for generic and a green and blue. The first time you would create one or more tokens during each of your turns, you may instead choose a creature other than Istrix Fractal Bloom and create that many tokens that are copies of that creature. Biomimetician, Eureka Moment, Golden Ratio, Quandrix Cultivator, Zimone Quandrix Prodigy, Quandrix Campus, Study Hall, Rapid Hybridization, Beast Within, Kodoma's Reach, Corrosive Grip, Nissa's Expedition, Rampant Growth, Coiling Oracle, Incubation Incongruity, Plaxcaster Frogling, Primal Empathy, Trigon Predator, Arcane Signet, Simic Signet, Soul Ring, Blighted Woodland, Command Tower, Linmore Reborn, Lonely Sandbar, Myriad Landscape, Geonovision, Heart of Progress, Palace. Alright, on to the rares. Commander's Insight, costs X and 3 blue. Target player draws X cards plus an additional card for each time they've cast a commander from the command zone this game. Curiosity Crafter, costs 4, 3 generic and a blue. Flying, you have no maximum hand size. Whenever a creature token you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Deka Fractal Theorist, cost 5, 4 generic and a blue. Magecraft, when you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X 1/1 counters on it, where X is that spell's mana value. Pay 4, 3 generic and a blue. Target creature token can't be blocked this turn. Perplexing Test, costs 5, 3 generic, 2 blue. Choose 1. Return all creature tokens to their owner's hands. Return all non-token creatures to their owner's hands. Replication Technique. Demonstrate. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control. Spawning Kraken. Cost 6, 5 generic and a blue. When a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent you control deals combat damage to a player, create a 9/9 Kraken creature token. Theoretical Duplication. Costs 3, 2 generic and a blue. Wherever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control this turn, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Fractal Harness, cost X, 2 generic and a green. When it enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, put X counters on it, and attach Fractal Harness to it. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, double the number of counters on it. Equip 2. Guardian Augmenter, cost 3, 2 generic and a green. Flash, commanders you control get +2/+2. Commanders you control have hexproof. Paradox Zone, costs 5, 4 generic and 1 green. Enters the battlefield with a growth counter on it. At the beginning of your end step, double the number of growth counters on Paradox Zone. Then create a 0/0 green blue fractal creature token. Put X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the number of growth counters on Paradox Zone. Ruxa Patient Professor, cost 4, 2 generic, 2 green. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with no abilities from your graveyard to your hand. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1. You may have creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. Sequence Engine, costs 3, 2 generic and a green. Pay X, tap, exile target creature card with mana value X from a graveyard. Create a 0/0 green fractal creature token. Put X 1/1 counters on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Oversimplify, costs 5, 3 generic, a green and a blue. Exile all creatures. Each player creates a 0/0 green blue fractal creature token and puts a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the total power of creatures they controlled that were exiled this way. Geometric Nexus, cost 2 generic. When a player casts an instant sorcery spell, put a number of charge counters on Geometric Nexus equal to the spell's mana value. Pay 6, tap, remove all charge counters from Geometric Nexus. Create a 0/0 green fractal creature token and put X counters on it, where X is the number of charge counters removed this way. Desolation Twin, cost 10, generic. When you cast a spell, create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Champion of Wits, cost 3, 2 generic and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, you may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards and Eternalize for 7, 5 generic and 2 blue. Crafty Cutpurse, cost 4, 3 generic and a blue. Flash, when it enters the battlefield, each token that would be created under an opponent's control this turn is created under your control instead. Curse of Swine, cost X and 2 blue. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature token. Reef Worm, cost 4, 3 generic and a blue. When it dies, create a 3/3 blue fish creature token with, when this creature dies, create a 6/6 blue creature token with, when this creature dies, create a 9/9 blue kraken creature token. Rite of Replication, cost 4, 2 generic, 2 blue, with kicker 5. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If this spell was kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. Arashi, the Sky Asunder, costs 5, 3 generic and 2 green. Pay X and a green. Tap. Arashi deals X damage to target creature with flying. Channel, X and 2 green. Discard Ashuri. It deals X damage to each creature with flying. Azuri's Perdition, cost 8, 5 generic, 3 green. For each creature your opponents control, create a 4/4 green beast creature token. Each of those beasts fight a different one of those creatures. Forgotten Ancient, costs 4, 3 generic and a green. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a 1/1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. Garruk Primal Hunter, cost 5, 2 generic, 3 green. Pay 1, a +1 loyalty, create a 3/3 beast creature token. -3 loyalty, draw a card equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. -6 creates a 6/6 green worm creature token for each land you control. Hornet Nest, cost 3, 2 generic and green. Defender, when it's dealt damage, create that many 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch. Hornet Queen, cost 7, 4 generic and 3 green. Flying, death touch. When it enters the battlefield, create 4 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch. Hydra Brewmaster, cost 6, 4 generic and 2 green. Pay double X in the green. Monstrosity X. When it becomes monstrous, create XXX green Hydra creature tokens. Incubation Druid, cost 2, a generic and a green. Tap, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. If it has 1/1 counter on it, add 3 mana instead. Pay 5. 3 generic, 2 green, adapt 3. Kazadu Tuskcaller, cost 2, a generic and a green. Level up 2 for a generic and a green. When it's level 2 to 5, you can tap it and create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. When it's level 6 or higher, create 2 3/3 green elephant creature tokens. Mana Gorger Hydra, cost 3, 2 generic and a green. Trample, whenever a player casts a spell, put a 1/1 counter on Mana Gorger Hydra. Rampaging Barloths, cost 6, 4 generic and 2 green. Trample, landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a 4/4 green beast creature token. Return to the Wild Speaker, cost 5, 4 generic and a green. Draw cards equal to the greatest power amongst non-human creatures you control. Non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. Shamanic Revelations, cost 5, 3 generic, 2 green. Draw a card for each creature you control. Ferocious, you gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Trastodon, cost 8, 6 generic, 2 green. When Trastodon enters the battlefield, you may destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents. For each permanent put into a graveyard this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Biomass Mutation. Costs X and 2 hybrid green-blue. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. Cast Seto Orochi Archmage. Costs 3, generic green and a blue. Pay 2, green and blue. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. If that creature is a snake, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Master Pyromancy. Costs 4, 2 generic green and a blue. Each other creature you control that enters the battlefield with a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to Master Pyromancy's power and as a mutant in addition to its other types. Spitting Image costs 6, 4 generic green and 2 hybrid green-blue. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. Retrace. Idle Oblivion costs 2. Draw a card, activate this only if you control a token this turn. Pay 8, tap, sacrifice Idle of Oblivion, create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Okay. Exotic Orchard. Tap to add a mana of any color an opponent's land could produce. Lumbering Falls. Enters battlefield, tap. Tap it for green or blue. Pay 4, 2 generic green and a blue. And it becomes a 3/3 green and blue elemental creature with hexproof until end of turn. It's still a land. Mosswort Bridge. Hideaway. Tap to add 1 green. Pay 1 green, tap. You may play the exile card without paying its mana cost if creatures in control have total power 10 or greater. Oran Reef of the Vastwood. Enters battlefield, tap. Tap to add a green. Tap to put a 1/1 counter on each green creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Temple of Mystery. Enters, tap. When it enters, scry 1. Taps for green and blue. Yavimaya Coast. Taps for colorless or taps for green or blue, and it deals 1 damage to you. Rogue's Passage. Simic Growth Chamber. Temple of the False God. Tranquil Thicket. Forest. And Islands. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Good luck with the openings, and goodbye.